Just setting up the live stream. Done.
Done.
Just going to mute that. Right, we're there. Good stuff. You can start the meeting.
Kia ora, everybody, and welcome to the Waipuna Halswell-Hornby-Riccarton Community Board, our last meeting for the month of May. Just to remind everybody that this meeting will be live streamed and uploaded to our Community Board's YouTube channel. So we've got the agenda in front of us, all I have, and it's apologies, and we've got an apology from Catherine Chu. Is there any other apologies? I did have a phone call on my way here from Gamal, but
He's just tried to call me. I'll take it.
Okay. So I'll move Gamal for lateness.
Any apologies for early departure, you perhaps should ask.
Any apologies for early departure? Possibly. Okay. So that's from Andre and Anne and Debbie. Possible early departure.
And that's to attend the Ngāpunawai meeting.
Yes.
All of us.
Yeah. So we're aware of that. So if there's no further apologies, then I'll move those apologies. Have I got a seconder?
Happy to second.
Seconded by that was Mark Peters. Yep.
Mark Peters, yep.
Yeah. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Against, if any, declare that carried. Declarations of interest. I'd just like to declare that I've got an interest in item 12, which is the Community Service Awards. I have a neighbour that's been nominated, but I was not the nominee, but I just thought I'd better mention that. Is there anybody else got any interest they wish to declare in these matters before us today? If not, then sorry? Yes, so I'm still declaring an interest in it, even though it's in PX. Yes.
I'm just wondering where the PX information is.
Yeah. Okay. So if there's no further declarations of interest, then we'll move on to the next item on the agenda, which is the confirmation. Sorry?
I'm just going to, I'll mute the other participants. So they
Okay, confirmation of our minutes of the previous meeting on the 17th of May. I'd just like to thank the staff again for a very, very accurate and well put together set of minutes. Is there somebody like to move that? Was that Mark Peters? And seconded by, I'll second it. Is there any discussion on those minutes? If there's no discussion, then I'll put the motion that we accept those. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Against, if any? Carried. Moving on then to public forum. At this point in time, we've got nobody in the public forum unless there's somebody waiting in the...
none.
No, none on the public forum. So we'll move on then to deputations by appointment. And there are none. So moving on then to clause 6, which is a presentation of petitions. And there are none. Moving on then to correspondence, and we received a letter to the community board from Don Pilgrim, local resident, in relation to traffic concerns in Blankley Street, Hornby, and refers to staff for investigation. So I'd like to move that we received that.
I'm second.
And seconded by Jimmy Chen. Is there any discussion? Then I'll put the motion. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Against, if any? Carried. Clause 8 is the Wigram Primary School proposed P3 and no stopping restrictions. And we've got Georgia Green here, a traffic engineer, but I'm just presuming that everybody's read the report. Well, I'm not presuming. Is there any questions on that report, which seems pretty straightforward to me?
Only one question.
One question, Jimmy, and that's to, we got Georgia with us. We have, haven't we?
Okay, that's good.
No, Matthew?
The page 15, paragraph 5.9. regarding to this public view, two submitters opposed because their particular concern, their park vehicle outside their property in this area. You know? I just want to know how about the other side? The other side have a sufficient parking or not? How to mitigate this effect?
Do we have an answer to that, Georgia?
The other side of Porter Street, was it?
Yes.
Yeah, so that has unrestricted parking. We're putting no stopping restrictions kind of up a little bit, but yeah, there will be available parking on the other side.
So
Does that
no
answer your
problem.
question, Jimmy?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there any
I
other
just
questions?
want to know, yeah.
Any other questions of Georgia? There's no
So
further
I'm happy
questions.
to move. Yeah.
You're happy to move it, Jimmy? Have I got a
Yes.
seconder?
I'll second.
Seconded by Helen Broughton. Is there any discussion? No further discussion, then I will put the motion. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Against, if any, carried. Thanks very much, everybody, and thank you, Georgia.
Thank you.
Moving on then
Thank
to clause 9, which is the Eastman Wetland and Surrounding Area Landscape Plan approval. And we have Mark Penrose here from the Stormwater and Waterways Delivery Team. He's a project manager.
He was.
And-
He's just disappeared.
Oh, he's just disappeared. But anyway, I'd just like to thank him for the detailed report that we got on that matter. And it looks quite exciting. And I am aware that we're organising a bit of a gathering around the Halswell area to look at some of these wetland areas anyway in the very near future. And it's exciting to see the number of trees that are going to be planted in there as well, which is going to be a big help.
Yes.
So is Mark with us now? Is there, first of all, then, is there any questions on that report?
Also, one question.
Yes,
Okay.
Jimmy?
Yeah. Small question. 5.2 and compare 5.1. I would like to know actually how many tall trees will be planted, because 5.1 particular mention more than 12 meters, they have a 30K to 35K, but 5.2 only aim to plant the 10K. So I just don't know which one is correct.
Okay, well, I was, is Mark there to answer that question?
Not at the minute. He's just dropped off.
Okay. Yes, well, I was looking at that also, Jimmy, and
He's there.
is Mark there?
He's there. He's just
Okay, Mark, did you hear that question from Jimmy?
give him 30 seconds. He's just appearing.
It's a very, very exciting number of trees when we look at that.
And that's important, you know, for all the kind of the area in the
Yeah,
also our areas, the tree canopy density is the
Yeah.
lowest one. We need
so
to
just
more.
trying to tune into Mark now. Mark, did you hear the question from Jimmy
No,
Chin?
he missed it.
Jimmy, can you ask that question again of Mark now? He's joined us, please.
Okay, my question is, if we review the paragraph 5, particular paragraph 5.1 and the point 2, the staff particular information mentioned, they have a bigger tall trees over the 12 meters, and the number is 30K to 35K. But 5.2 mentioned the aim, the target is plant 10K only. So which one is correct?
Thank you for your question, Jimmy.
Sorry, is that me unmuted now? Yeah.
Yeah, good.
So basically the 10,000 trees is the specimen trees that we're planning to plant that are going to be more than sort of 6 years old. So they're the ones that are going to be large when we plant them, not necessarily the ones that will grow large. So they're basically when we're trying to plant sort of adult trees, the biggest ones we can plant without them failing. So that's based on 10,000, which is we're trying to get as many specimen trees and adult trees as we can grown for the site, but there's a difficulty basically in us getting the supply from every supplier that we can find locally of the number of sort of larger trees.
Mm.
So when in sort of 50 years or something, the numbers for the heights of the trees is definitely going to be right. But in the short term, we're only going to be able to plant around 10,000 of them as sort of adult trees. The rest of them are going to be below waist height, basically.
Okay, so that's a short term, at least the plan the 10K. Am I right?
Yes, thanks for
Okay,
clarifying
okay,
that,
thank you.
Sorry.
Mark, and thanks for Jimmy for asking that. Very,
Thank you.
very good question. Thank you. Anybody else got any questions on that report? Anne? Sorry, Anne, we're just trying to unmute you.
Oh, she's muted.
Yeah.
She said it was answered.
Oh, cool.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Moving on then. Oh, no, because we've got a, as there's no further questions of Matthew, then would somebody like to move that report?
Mark Peters.
Mark Peters. And seconded by, was that you, Debbie?
Or Anne.
Anne, seconded by Anne Galloway. Is there any discussion? If there's no discussion, then I'll put the motion. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Against, if any, carried. Thank you very much for that. And now we do have our next item on the agenda is the PX session. So if the people who are in the gallery wanting for us to get into the next resolution on the agenda on the order paper is the elected members information exchange. At this point in time, you'll be put into the holding room.
Yeah, we're gonna stop the YouTube link, and then we will be back in. We're gonna stop the YouTube link, and we'll be back in about 2 or 3 minutes.
So I like to move.
Pass the resolution
Move the
first.
I want to move the resolution is that we move into elected and do public excluded for the reasons in the report. I've got a seconder for that.
Yes, I'll second that.
Thanks, Helen. Is there any discussion? Then I'll put the motion. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Against if any, declare that carried.
I will stop the YouTube link, and we will be back momentarily.